main video I was trying to make originally was just like, do you feel that change is something that you have the option of doing? Like, is it a choice? Is change a choice? Even if acted upon by a force that's forcing you to change, do you still have a choice? My intent from whatever I'm about to tell y'all is not to play victim, and it's not to necessarily point fingers. But I am living from my perspective, my experiences, my feelings, my thoughts. Yo, what's good, y'all? So, I originally wanted to talk about change, and I think in a sense I will be doing so, just not in the way that I had intended. I feel like a big, huge part, a very important part, or relevant, there's another word I'm looking for, but we're gonna stick with those. A huge part of the last half of my year has been change. And of course change is gonna happen over time. I'm noticing it a lot regarding my relationships with people. And it started in June, really end of May, but I'm not gonna explain that piece. Just know that I lost somebody, so it was like, okay, cool. Not necessarily cool, it was pivotal. But since that point, I've lost 3 of my close friends. I've lost, or I consider this to be a loss, one of my homies, and another one of my friends. A few days ago, I basically became estranged with one of my other friends, and 2 days ago I cut my cousin off completely. It's been like a lot. The majority of these situations have been caused by my want to be left alone to an extent. I've really come into that pivotal point that I told you about, really made me want to just kind of like be alone, be to myself, learn myself, fully give me the opportunity, because I've gained the opportunity to fully learn me as a person, what I like to do, what I don't like doing, type of people I like to be around, type of stuff I won't tolerate. And I've been a lot more aggressive or assertive with the boundaries I've been setting. And one of my boundaries is my time and my peace, and I find that to be very important to me now, because I feel like I was a people pleaser. I might still have people pleasing tendencies, but at the same time, like, it's not as bad as it used to be. I genuinely don't care. And this is like not to be like, oh, I don't care about my friendships. I just genuinely don't care to always allow people access to me. I don't care how much access people have to me. Like, I don't care how much people want access to me. I should say that. And on the flip side of that, I can't be mad if somebody feels some type of way about that, and so they start doing it to me. I can't be mad because I'm doing it. You feel me? I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. But it's just been like, it's a big shift, and it's like, it's constant changes back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And it's just really throwing me off. Or it was throwing me off, but it's also become so much easier over time. And I kind of attribute, because I'm cool with cutting people off at this point. Like, I again, my boundaries, my peace, and my time. I value my peace more than anything. I value my peace and my time more than anything. I don't believe in adding negativity to the world, for real. Intentionally. I don't believe in doing that intentionally. And I do attribute the strength, I consider it a strength now, being able to cut people off, not necessarily be worried. Not to say that it doesn't suck and that it doesn't hurt, because I'm still human and there's still people I'm close to. But I think it's because I lost my grandfather a few years ago. And it's like, that was the biggest loss of my life. Like, you know, I was just talking to my homie in another video. Kanye mentioned before that like he prayed for God to take his pain away, and in doing so, or like after he prayed that, he lost his mom. And he's like, after that, he won't experience any type of pain close to that again. So basically, like, there is no pain that can face him, right? After my grandfather passed away, my world shifted, and it's like, bro, I done lost people. I've been able to cut my dad off by choice or whatever. I can do whatever. Like, if I feel like if I can handle the loss of family, I can handle the loss of other people who are not blood, who are not family. Again, it still sucks because I was close to these people, but I can't waste time feeling bad about friendships going wrong or anything like that. And do I still think about it? Yes. Do I still think about these people? Yes, 100%. 100%. But those are memories, and I have to hold on to the memories. I'm not trying to erase them from my memory, but I have like a zero tolerance for BS now. I have a zero tolerance for not respecting my boundaries. And I, literally, like, I'm so out the way, bro. Like, I don't see how I've been getting into it with people. And someone I know, she mentioned, like, you're falling out with people because, like, everybody's been saying, like, they hate my D&D or they don't mess with it, they're tired of it. I've had somebody tell me, oh, I'm gonna, like, stop answering your calls because you don't answer my calls anymore. I had somebody else tell me, I'm gonna stop calling you because you always got your phone on D&D. I've had my family cursing me out. I've had a lot of stuff happening just because I have D&D on, and I'm choosing not to be reachable. And people are upset by that. They're frustrated by that. They're angered by it, or bothered by it. Whatever adjective they choose to use to describe how they feel about me not being reachable or accessible. She basically was just like, they just want access to you and you're not allowing them, which is why you're getting into it with people. Because I'm just confused as to, again, how do I keep getting into it with people when I don't talk to them? How am I falling out with people when I don't talk to people?
How, Sway?
So, it's interesting to see, like, a specific change. Back to my point, like, my change has been relationships-wise. Figuring out how my relationships are shifting, figuring out the change of becoming a individual again, being someone who literally owes nothing to anybody. I'm not obligated to give anybody anything. I don't have to, it's a choice. And just because I'm choosing not to doesn't mean that I care less about the people in my life, my friends, my family. It doesn't mean that I don't care, that I care less. But I've had this ideology that, and this came from a while back. I don't know when the change in my mindset shifted. Because I think it was before my granddad. But like, or no, it was after. It was after. I think it was after a conversation with God. It was after my granddad had a conversation with God. Because the realization after a huge death is that, one, you have to deal with that alone. I don't care how many, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, or I'm here for you, you get. You have to go through all of that pain and that grief by yourself in order to actually move through it and work through it. And two, while you're going through it, you realize that quite literally, the world does not stop for you. It don't stop for nobody. So, with that realization, why would I choose to waste time on being hurt about cutting off friends or being cut off or anything like that? I choose to accept it and move on. And I think it pisses people off more that I'm able to move on so easily, but it's because I'm making an active choice to just not be hurt. I can't keep being hurt by it, and this is for everybody. You can't keep being hurt by people doing shit to you. Those are reactions. I try not to react anymore. And I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I do it perfectly, but I try not to react anymore because it's really just like, bro, my day's still gonna go on. My day is still gonna go on, and I don't want to feel sad. So I'm choosing to not feel sad or not feel angry about it. My cousin, I'm gonna get to that story. One of my cousins mentioned, because of the situation with our cousin, like, Jaden don't bother nobody. So, if he stopped talking to somebody, they done did something. And it's like, I'm not gonna say, I'm very big on like, hey yo, if I'm in the wrong, let me know. And I'll accept it 9 times out of 10. If me and my friends or family get into an argument, I'd rather just dead it, because at the end of the day, like, if this is a conversation, this is how I feel. If this is a conversation and I promise I'm gonna wrap all of this back into change again, so bear with me. If this is a conversation where at the end of the day we gonna hold hands and sing Kumbaya, why are we arguing? Why are we making a huge deal out of it? So 9 times out of 10, I'll really just hit a smooth, okay, well, this is how I feel, I'm understanding how you feel, let's just dead it. And a lot of people don't be wanting to dead it because they want to get everything off their chest, and I get it. I'm the same way at times, but like, let's just dead it, bro, because fuck is the point? I don't mind being the villain. I don't mind being the villain. If you want to paint me as the villain, cool. I'll take it on the chin and I say, I'm sorry for hurting you. View me how you need to view me. Let's move on. And I'll fix or attempt to fix it. But recently the issue has been my D&D, me choosing to not be available or accessible to people, or being very select with who I'm accessible to. I don't feel the need to change that, because I feel like it's something that I've come into for a reason. Like, high key, I've always been accessible to people. I've always been available as best as I can. Like, I've always. And so I think it's just the fact this is a really dramatic change. It changed so quickly, I think it's like abrupt to people. So it was no easing out of, it just was a stop communication, or I don't know. But yeah. And I'll probably end up linking a clip from the original video I was recording, because I know I mentioned a friend of mine. His name is Jalen Gunter. He's been making great progress in terms of growing his social media, putting out his content, doing what he loves to do, and it's really inspiring to see. Cause it's just really inspiring to see, man. Like, his personality shines really bright. I'm not trying to like blaze, but really giving you your flowers if you do watch this, Jalen. And I know I told you the video was gonna come out a while back, but it's here now. It's coming soon. But in one of his videos, it was a conversation about duality. The duality of being someone who's freshly graduated college, but also trying to be a creative, yet trying to get an actual job that's going to pay bills until your creativity pays the bills, right? And it's like, at that point in time, there was so much going on that I was just like, bro, I literally just thought about the concept of duality and to open Instagram. I open Instagram a lot now. Here's a tip. Tip number one, which is it might be the only tip of the video, but tip number one, center your social media around the stuff that you want and need to see. It might sound like, oh duh, clearly, right? But think about, for example, my example is that I had really bad anxiety and trust issues. I think I still might have like bad trust issues. I was constantly being fed stuff about, oh, partners are unloyal, people are cheating, people are doing this, that, and the third. And it was just like, bro, like, I don't want to see all that. It was contributing to it. And like, now that it's out, like, I feel a lot more positive. I feel a lot more capable of being in control of my mind. And so when I need advice, I go to Instagram, because I know that I'm gonna see something, at least one thing that's gonna be God talking to me in some type of way, some type of positive motivation, something. And I'm happy to see that in my feed. And so that one day, like I woke up, I was like, I got off Instagram, I deleted Instagram, and it only been for like maybe 2 days, 2 or 3 days maybe. But I literally logged back in because I was like, I need motivation. I need to see something. I saw 3 things, 2 which I can't remember, but one of them was Jalen's video about duality, and I was like, this is what I need right now. This is exactly what I need to see. And he explained the concept so well of having 2 aspects of yourself. And I don't think dual does mean 2, but there's so many like aspects of a person. Like you can't really just dim it down to 2. You feel me? So point being, like, how do I navigate the thoughts I'm having, the feelings I'm having, wanting to do this thing, but also feeling this way, and just how do I accept and practice duality, I guess. I felt like I need to make a lot of changes going into the end of the year, just because 2024 hasn't been the greatest. Excuse me, it hasn't been the greatest at all. And there's so many changes that I could make that, you know, need to be made. It's so many changes I've been making. You feel me? Like I don't like sitting still. I don't like not doing, but I also like not doing. You feel me? Sometimes I do just want to exist, but like I just graduated college. There was a brief gap where I didn't have a job, and I was just searching for jobs, and I'm coming home every day, going out every day, doing whatever. Who knows what? I'm just bored. Like, I have nothing to do. I'm like, nah, it feels like I should be doing something. So I just started applying to jobs, man. Like, I applied to like 16 jobs. And that might be a slight exaggeration, but probably not. Like, I was really just filling out applications, FBI stuff, Apple, Starbucks manager positions, Starbucks assistant manager positions, corporate positions, just trying to find something. And it wasn't working out until I got this new job. And this new job is letting me know that the changes I'm making are probably going to come through that job. The changes I feel I need to make are probably going to come through that job. And so to answer my own question, do I think change is something that you have a choice on? I definitely think it is. But if there's a force that's forcing you to, I do still think you have a choice. But at the same time, no, because you're going to still walk out of a situation changed in some way, shape, or form. It might not be at your core. You might not change at your core, but something about you is going to change. It could be a small shift in mentality. If there's a shift anywhere, you've made change. There's been some type of progress. There was another thing. There was a video on YouTube I watched. I can't remember it right now. I can't remember it right now at all. And it was a conversation I had with a friend. I'm gonna see if I could just like loop those into this as well. But from the first video I recorded, see if I did. But I don't know, man. I feel like I've been opening my eyes a lot more. I feel like I've been just really trying to be the best version of myself. And I feel like in that search to be the best version of myself, to me, that means right now, isolation to an extent. And it's like I understand that it feels like I'm neglecting people, or that I am neglecting people. Let me say that. I understand that I am neglecting certain friendships and creating new ones or whatever, but it is like a sense of I do just want new. And even those people that I have made new connections with, I still tell them, hey, yo, I'm not the most available person. But what do you mean by that? Well, I personally be on D&D for days, on end, weekends, weeks, I mean. Like, I've been on D&D for the longest, and I found a way to make my D&D stronger. That was the worst thing that could have possibly happened, but in a joking way, like, it was the worst thing that could have happened. I just really do love my peace. I love my space. I love myself. And it took a long time to get to a point where I love myself. So I don't feel shame or feel bad for closing myself off. Because there was a point in time where, disclaimer, this is slightly depressing or graphic, whatever, yada, yada. There was a point in time where I wanted to kill myself because I hated being with myself so much. Like, I did not like myself. I didn't want to be with me. I wanted to be away. I wanted to be gone. And God spoke to me. After God spoke to me and let me know, I gave that testimony before, I think. If not, I'll say it again real quick. I was thinking about killing myself one night, and during COVID, and I was just thinking, like, bro, I don't want to be here. Then I started planning, and thinking, like, who would find me first? I'm not gonna go into the details, but just know that at the end of that, I narrowed it down to 2 possibilities. And the first possibility, the one I was like, yeah, no, that's definitely what's gonna happen. And I was like, oh no, it could go this way. Second possibility, because such and such and such happens. First possibility, open the door. But second possibility, walk downstairs. And in that moment, I just bawled, and I swear to God, I swear. I don't want to swear to God right now. I swear to y'all, I heard God's voice for the first time. Like, and maybe not for the first time, but for the first time, clear as day, I heard His voice. I heard His voice clear as day, and from that moment, like a lot of shifts started happening in my life in terms of just how I view myself, the changes I wanted to make. That's when Jay came about. Like, a lot of people know me as Jalen. I reclaimed that over time, but Jay is a product of saying, no, I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to feel like that no more. So yeah, which can tie me into my cousin's story. I tried to reach out to my cousin a while back because I heard she was getting involved with some mess, and I tried to reach out and, like, warn her about what was going on because somebody told me about it. And so it was like, check on her. So I was gonna check on her, and she cursed me out. She cursed me out bad. From that moment, I was like, bro, I'm over it. I'm done with you. I love you. Hope everything is okay, but I'm done. I will never look out for somebody again. I'm never gonna look out for somebody and they get to talk to me like that. You feel me? When I was trying to be helpful, and be caring and understanding or whatever, you talk to me like that one time, and when I try to show you that I care, you're done. You're done. Like, I don't have sympathy for it. This past Sunday, she called me. She's been trying to get in contact with me for a while, and I've been ignoring her. That's one person I've been blatantly ignoring. And I finally answered just to finally put everything on the table. And I was gonna do it peacefully. I'm a very peaceful individual in my opinion. Like, I'm not an asshole. I am an asshole, excuse me. But I'm not, like, intentionally one off rip unless you do something. I can tend to be calm. I'm very calm, I feel like. So, long story short, she's like, you don't sound, based off of the way I greeted her, she was like, you don't sound like the Jaden I know. And I'm like, it's because I'm Jay. I was like, oh, so I've made changes. She said, oh, so you trying to be all hood now. I can hear the way you talk. Because I was just like, hey, calm down, twin. Talking to something. Talking to a bee. Because it was trying to sting me, bro. But anyway, she was like, I miss you. And at that moment, I was like, I can't say I feel the same way. And I explained. She started popping off on me again. Told me that I'm no longer her family and that I'm no longer her cousin. So when she said that, she hung up on me, and I immediately blocked her, because at the end of the day, I don't care. I gave up caring when I tried to reach out and let you know that somebody was, or that, you know, what the situation was, and to check on you. I'm gonna leave it here and just try to add in the other clips and stuff. But I hope this was like, I hope y'all were able to take something away from this, or I hope that the question about change, and if, matter of fact, I'm gonna leave you with this. This is how I'm gonna end it. Do you feel that you've made significant change over this year to anything in your life, and also specifically to yourself? A change that's pushing you forward. I don't want to hear about changes that have pushed you back. But then again, sometimes you need to be pushed back in order to go forward again. So, I will ask you to just, if you feel comfortable sharing, one, I'm gonna be that person early. Like, subscribe, please share if this reaches your page and you've never seen it before. My name is Jay. The channel is It's Just Jay. It's really stories. It's really meant to be just stories about life. Any advice I might have, any motivation I might have, anything like that. I'm a public, let me not say a public speaker. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a skater. I'm a poet. I'm a creative at heart. I'm a model. I'm all these different things, but for these videos, it's really just gonna be whatever. But 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to give y'all some type of motivation or give you something that you might be able to take something away from. For example, have you made a change? And if you have, say yes, and if you can, share a small little snippet of it in the comments. I will read it, and if you don't mind, at the end of your comment, you could put either an X or a circle to let me know that it's okay to like mention it in the next video. Cool. The circle is gonna be yeah, you can mention it. The X is no, don't. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in and listening this far if you did. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Long time. Stay up, stay blessed, stay positive. Stay positive, eat some fruit. Yeah, stay up, stay positive. If y'all got any questions y'all want to ask me to talk about, any prompts or whatever, let me know. I don't mind. I would actually appreciate some type of help doing that, coming up with ideas. And if you're in Chicago and you want to make a video together, let's do it. I'm down. I got another video coming out too. We're gonna see which one of these come out first, but good content on the way. Again, love y'all. Stay up, stay blessed, stay positive, stay faithful, walk in faith. And remember, what's a good thing to remember? And remember that worrying is the killer of faith. Cool. Peace out, y'all. Bye.